Good morning, fellow traders, and a happy Sunday morning to you here for the weekend update. It is September 17th, 2023. Just wanted to give an update on our equity curve of students in the alert service. So these are all the trades that have been taken since 12/1/2022. And while we did hit a new high here a week or so ago, we backed off that a little. We're close to a new potential high. But we also have some a clinker hanging out there, which I'll get to in a moment. So overall, this is going well. Keep in mind that this entire list of trades, we're trying to keep the trades in the less than $2,500 in allowable capital. And I like to have anywhere from 3 to 5 trades open at a time. So this equity curve is based essentially off of having, call it 4 to 5 trades open with about a $2,500 notional value each or risk each. So you could base it off of around $12,500 is usually about the most that we have in use at any one time. So based on those numbers, of course, this is very great returns. And that's what we're shooting for, is just to keep moving this forward and keep educating students on the use mainly of butterflies. Butterflies is probably the single biggest, most effective trade that I do in here consistently. So from here, let's take a look at the current trades that we have open at this point. And we have 4 trades open in the alert service in the class. We've got our Google, which is a wheel strategy where we're selling puts until we get assigned stock. Once we get assigned stock, we'll switch gears in this and start selling calls. We've got this butterfly here that's been on, I think this one's been on probably 2 weeks, somewhere in that vicinity, and it's got about 33 days left. We just put this trade on Friday. So this particular trade's got 40 days to go. Nice butterfly, broken wing butterfly, which again has been one of our most profitable trades. Then we got this guy. Now that number is not reflecting accurately. Let me pop this open here. So this is a trade that I did in Apple. And this trade went all over the board on me. It went... Apple, as you may or may not know, had some 10% moves in it roughly over some news that broke, some unexpected news, and it did not rebound, so I got assigned shares of Apple. I got assigned 300 shares right here. So I asked the students, how would you like to see me manage this? And the management method of choice was selling covered calls against the 300 shares. So that's how we have this position. And this is the clinker I was talking about. It's right now down about $1,000. I just sold the covered calls in here for around $5 each, so for about $1,500 total. So if Apple stays at its current price or higher, this will decay into a profitable trade. But obviously we've got some risk on the table while we're waiting for that to happen. So those are the 4 trades that are currently open. This particular trade we closed. I closed this one on, let's see, the 15th. And this was closed at a 13% profit. So nice profit on this. And it was only open 4 days. So great trade there. Now let's take a look at our markets and see what the thoughts might be there for the coming week. All right, so taking a look at our markets, this is the SPX. These are each daily bars. So over the past, month and a half or so, I mean, we had a nice run up, probably more than I was expecting. I was expecting a pullback. I was expecting the pullback about to this dashed line, maybe down to this red line. Is what I had told people that I was kind of anticipating. It actually overshot that slightly here a week or so ago, rallied back up to about the midline here, which had been prior resistance. And then you can see here, we popped through that resistance. When we came back to it, we bobbled around it a few days, finally broke down through, went back up to that resistance line, sold off, went back up, kind of flatlined for a day or two, then broke through it with some, solid force. At the time, I had said that I think about 45.30 is going to be the high end of this. It did come up to 45.30, and then I'm projecting still a low under normal technical analysis in around this, 43.90 to, maybe down to 43.50 range. So this is the range that I envision the market playing in. Again, if we don't get any crazy news. Of course, news always can create spikes, and we have a lot of potential for news coming up with the whole debt ceiling debate issue. But under normal circumstances, I would expect a range of probably 45.30, 45.40, down to about 43.70, somewhere in there. So if I'm putting on any new trades, they are going to be focused in that particular range. That's also where I'm looking for my current trades to spend their time and decay. So that's the objective here. If we come back then to our current trades, you can see that here, this one, we can drop down here to the 43.70, exactly what I'm saying is kind of the low area. And then unlimited upside, so no risk to the upside on this particular trade after we did an adjustment on it last week. Now this trade hasn't had any adjustments. This is just put on. So it does have some limited upside risk. And if the market were to move up into this 45.50 range, somewhere along those lines, I could make an adjustment here. It'd be a pretty easy adjustment. That's the thing I like about these butterflies. A pretty easy adjustment that would raise that right wing and get us to a profitable state no matter how high the market goes as well. Of course, the best opportunity in all of these is that we get some decay. Our T0 line mounds up in here a little bit, and then the market either stays right where it is or pulls back a little bit into those zones to where our profitability gets up in the 10, 15, 20 plus %. And that's where we'll look to thin those trades considerably or potentially take them out. So that's the weekend update for this week. As always, please like, subscribe, ask any questions, provide any comments. Those of you that are seeing this on YouTube and aren't familiar with the alert service, I'll also put some of my educational opportunities in the links below as well. There's an alert service. There is a deep dive butterfly class where I spend 7+ hours getting into the nuts and bolts of these butterfly trades. So all of those are things that can be looked at by you and considered if you're wanting to learn better ways of trading options for income. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.